Alright, this is part 6 of the Arch and Column Builder tutorial. We are going to build an 11-inch Penta one twist. You have your 11-inch quad one twist, 8-foot column prefab, your SOP builder. We're going to add another prefab just like your quad column here. It's going to be one full twist, but it's going to be 5 balloons instead of 4. This is kind of a complex procedure, so the first half of this tutorial is going to be all about just getting the 5 balloons put together, and then the second half will be actually stacking them up into one twist. Alright, so you should have your Arch and Column Builder project open, and we are going to go to Object right away and click on New. We're going to name this 11-inch Penta one twist. Alright. And then before we even bring a balloon in here, we've got to lay some groundwork so we can get some even correct spacing going on. So we're going to go right over here to the cylinder tool and select that and come out here and click and drag out a cylinder. Double click on that, and then we're going to set the diameter to 48. Sorry. And 48, and then 10 for the longitude, 1 for the latitude, and then we'll just set the length to 2 just to give it a length. Edit, locate, center about origin, and now let's go ahead and go to the top and go to one view. Everything we're going to do is going to be from the top view here for a little while. Go to the viewpoint and frame view. Now let's go right away up here and let's switch to the wireframe view, so we get these nice clean lines. Now we don't need to convert any of this to a mesh like we did before with build and convert to mesh, because these are all just reference lines really, that we're just kind of making some quick shapes here, so we have these lines to work from. If you look in the other views, you'll see you've got an actual 3-dimensional object. Don't worry about that, we're going to stay in the top view for now. So one view to the top. Alright, so we need a 5-sided, we need an actual pentagon inside of our decagon. So let's click on the cylinder tool again, click and drag out another cylinder, double click on that, and let's set that to 48 and 48. So it's the same diameter, but we're going to set the longitude to 5 and the latitude to 1, and then again the length to 2 inches just to give it a quick length. Click OK, and then edit and locate and center about origin. Now for some reason it doesn't like to center the pentagon. As you can see, it's shifted to the left, so we're going to manually move that over. So isolate your x-axis, select your move tool, your snapping should still be enabled and you should be set to 1/4-inch spacing. Go ahead and click and drag and line that up so all 5 of your corners and line up with the corners of your 10-sided decagon. Alright, and if you like that and everything looks good, go ahead and delete the 10-sided cylinder using the selection tool and then delete key on the keyboard. And then what we're going to do is highlight this, select the 5-sided cylinder, and we need to copy, paste, and flip this around. So we're going to Control C, Control V, and then go to Edit, rotate custom y-axis 90 degrees. Click, I'm sorry, 180, not 90, don't listen to me, 180. Sorry, I told you this was complicated. 180. That gives us a second pentagon just like that. So now we have all 10 of our corners, but it's now in the shape of 2 pentagons that are perfectly centered on the workspace. So now we're going to do a couple more things here. On this one, this pentagon where the left line is perfectly vertical, this is going to be our starting point. So let's go ahead and double click on this pentagon to bring up the cylinder editor, and let's change the end diameter to 2 inches on that and click OK. And what that does is gives us this nice line with a cool little smaller 2-inch pentagon in the middle. And then we're going to double click on the other pentagon and let's make its inside pentagon. Let's make that one 6 inches and click OK. So this is what you should have right now, is something that looks like this. Alright, so let's go to File and Save, since we're making some progress here. Alright, now we are ready to actually bring a balloon in. So we're going to go to Object and SOP Builder, and you should still be in your top view and looking at the top of your stack of balloons. So with the selection tool, select this top balloon, Control C to copy, unselect it, and go to Object, back to where we were working, the 11-inch penta, and then Control V to paste, edit, locate, center about origin, and now this balloon is going to be perfectly lined up with this axis of our pentagon. As you can see, the vertical lines perfectly are parallel to the vertical lines of the pentagon. All right, so this is going to be an easy balloon to set. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go to the eyeball here, and I'm going to kind of move my workspace around so I can see where I'm working. Alright, what we need to do now is take this balloon, and with the x-axis isolated and the move tool, I'm going to drag this in until it sets right inside this wedge. I'm using the mouse wheel to zoom in, right inside of these lines here. Now it's not quite nested all the way in there, so I'm going to disable snapping. And we're going to need that disabled pretty much for the rest of this. And now I can zoom in right here using the mouse wheel, and I'm going to use the arrow key, and I'm going to right arrow key over until I get this pretty close to that line, about right there. Alright, I'm going to mouse wheel back out, and now I'm going to look in here, go to the selection tool, and I'm going to select this pentagon, which is part of our bigger pentagon, and then I'm going to use the scale tool here and click and drag to the left. Couldn't remember which way to go. And I'm going to bring that point as close as I can to the end of my balloon here. Now what I can do is go in, and while this is still selected, select the scale tool, and then I can use the arrow keys to get that as close as I can. And now what I can do is, I'm going to show you a quick keyboard shortcut. I meant to show you this earlier. When you're doing a lot of moving and a lot of working between tools and things and selecting different objects and all of that, what you can do is hold down Control and Shift, and that enables the selection tool. So if you look over here and I hold down Control and Shift, you can see I can toggle back and forth between. So no matter what tool I'm in, like if I'm in the Move tool, if I hold that, now I'm in the Selection tool. I'm now selecting. I let go of it, it defaults back to whatever the original tool was that I was on. So what I can do is use the Move tool, Control Shift to select this, and I'm going to arrow out until I get these two corners as close together as I can get them. So I'm going to wheel out now, and you can see my spacing's good here. It's pretty close. That's, you know, to the human eye, you're not going to see that. Alright, so going to go to the viewpoint and frame view. And now, as you can guess, we need to fill in the other 5 balloons the same way. Now to do that, we're going to take the one that we have here selected, Control C, Control V, and then we're going to go straight to Edit and Rotate, and then Custom Rotate, and we are going to rotate about the Y-axis 72 degrees, and 72 is 360 divided by 5. So 72 degrees, click OK, and you'll see that it spins out our new balloon there. X, Y, and Z is enabled. We're going to drag this down and just get it close to where it needs to go. Control C, Control V again, Edit, Rotate, Rotate Custom, 72 degrees, and we just keep rotating 72 degrees and copy and pasting and moving this into each one of these locations using our reference lines. Control C, Control V, Edit, Rotate, Custom Rotate, Rotate Custom, 72 degrees. Move that one in, and then Control C, Control V, Edit, Rotate, Rotate Custom, 72 degrees. Okay, Move tool, and now we have all 5 of our balloons spaced out, rotated correctly, and ready to go. Now, what we need to do, I'm going to use select the Mover tool, have that available. X, Y, and Z is enabled, snapping is disabled. I'm going to wheel in to this corner right here, and then I'm going to Control Shift and select, and then with the Move tool get this as close as I can to this corner, and now I'm going to fine tune it using the arrow keys on the keyboard. and get that corner as close to that corner as I can. Going to go to the object viewpoint, and then I'm going to use the move tool in the object viewpoint, and I'm going to move over to this balloon, and then go back to the selection mode, Control Shift, and then select, and then the move tool. And then I'm going to again fine tune to that corner, and you can see the line here also. So I'm kind of lining up with that line and that corner kind of all at the same time. So we'll get that as close as we can get it. And then back to the object viewpoint, move tool, and I'm going to move up to the next point here. Back to selection mode, Control Shift to select, move that in, and then I'm going to fine tune with the arrow keys. That looks good. Back to viewpoint, move tool, and we're on to this one, selection mode, Control Shift to select, move this one down. That's pretty close. And then we're going to fine tune that corner, and then mouse wheel out, Control Shift to unselect everything, go to the viewpoint, and then frame view, and you can see you now have perfectly spaced 5 balloons in a pentagon. Alright, I'm going to end this tutorial right here because that's quite a bit to do and get accomplished. In the next tutorial we will actually stack these up, and there is a trick to rotating them correctly, so I will show you that in the next tutorial. Going to hopefully get that one done tonight as well. Thank you.